how do we manage the protein transition? Which food components can provably boost your immune system? What's the best way to validate health claims for food and food components? Listen to our food and health experts discuss the biggest questions facing the food, nutraceutical, and food ingredient industries today. Welcome to NIZO Talks Food and Health.
It has been widely reported that around 1/3 of all the food produced globally is wasted. This represents a huge environmental impact and also is a huge cost for the food industry. Peter de Jong, NIZO's principal scientist in food processing, explains how food fractionation and the smarter use of raw ingredients could enable more sustainable food products. Globally, a lot of food is wasted, and that's a huge impact on the environment, and there's also a huge cost involved. But food fractionation or ingredient fractionation can have a real solution for making more sustainable food products. Today, I will be talking to Peter de Jong, who's principal scientist food processing at NIZO. Peter, welcome. So, food fractionation, that's the subject of today. Can you start by explaining what actually is food fractionation?
Well, to put it simply, it's breaking down the total raw material, crops or milk, in all types of small fractions. In fact, it are enriched fractions, so not pure concentrations of a high level, 99% or so, but just combining all the type of the matrix in which is the protein, for example, is available. And by doing so, you want to use the total crop. So not only protein or fibers or whatever, or sugar, but using the total crop. That's the challenge that we want to do.
Yeah. So fractionation, that's the subject of today. How well established is food fractionation in the industry?
Well, in fact, you can say it's a hot topic nowadays. Mm-hmm. So that also means that it's not well established yet, but it's developing now. It's emerging technology. Maybe there's one exception if you look at the dairy industry that has done fractionation for decades already. You have the milk and then break it down in all types of proteins, not only one type protein, but several types of protein, sugars like lactose, and all these kinds of things, and with one purpose, to increase the value of the total portfolio of ingredients you can get out of the milk. So that's. But if you look for the other industries, like the sugar beet industry, potato industries, they are just starting to do so, and they have already some first successes.
Yeah. So it is key. Can you explain a bit what are the key questions for sustainable fractionation?
Well, sustainability, of course, is important, but also the costs will be important. And what you see is they first start to get, for example, protein out of side streams of potato or starch processing or sugar processing. And they were focusing on a yield to get the maximum amount of proteins out of leaves from sugar beet, for example.
Yeah.
Now what you see, the next step is that you're looking also to, functionality. Because you can have a protein, but it should do the work you want to do it, like texture, health benefits and that kind of things.
Yeah.
So you see now the focus on more these type of things, and not only functionality, but also safety. Because it's coming up from the soil in most cases.
Yeah.
And in the soil there are also microorganisms that can give some spoilage, and that's something you don't want.
But you say that you want to use the whole crop, so if you take something out, there will be a waste stream, or how do you look at that? Yeah,
well, the alternative in the past was, of course, to have the pure proteins, and that you can imagine that you will have more side streams then.
Yeah.
Now, there are some of the matrices incorporated. That also means that you have to use less energy because you use less processing step for purification. And this gives also a contribution to the sustainability, of course. And that's one of the main challenges nowadays.
Yeah. So process technology is needed to extract fractions from whole plants. They are there, but there are also new processes available. How would you look at that?
Yeah, well, I'm a chemical engineer by training.
Yeah.
And if I look at that way, you can say, well, the basic unit operations will be the same.
Yeah.
You need milling, centrifuge, membrane separation, decanters, dryers, and so on. That will be the same, but they have to be adapted to the new process streams. And also you need new process configurations, so more in different order of steps. Mm-hmm. To give you an example, if you look, for example, many protein solutions from plant-based have a very high viscosity, they are very thick.
Yeah.
So this gives additional challenges, for example, drying it in a spray dryer. And you have to solve that first, because if you have come up with a high solids content in your spray dryer, that will cost more energy.
Yeah.
And also there are more challenging on functionality, and processing has a big impact on the final functionality and also the safety of the final ingredient or product.
Yeah.
So in summary, the processes are there in principle, but they have to be adapted and they have to be optimized.
Towards that. Yeah. So given the importance of sustainable fractionation, how do you feel that the industry goes about developing it?
What the good thing is that the industry is looking cooperation. Mm-hmm. And I can understand, because to develop such a new process with such new streams costs a lot of money, and there's also a certain amount of risk. Will we succeed, yes or no?
Yeah.
So they are looking for the cooperation, and even what you can see on paper as competitors, they're working together. So that's a good thing. Also with the knowledge institute like NIZO and universities to come up with new solutions. And also the institute of the ISPT, so the Institute for Sustainable Process Technology, and NIZO are working together to get all these companies and also the technology providers, because you need also the equipment suppliers, of course, to work together to come up with, new factories, in fact, that can handle all these new streams with a minimum on side streams.
Yeah. So you just explained that the technologies are available, but you need to work with them, and you need to work together. If you look a bit at the future, what would you say is ahead of us?
As we speak, there's a large consortium in the north of the Netherlands, in Groningen. Mm-hmm. It's called Fractionating. And the nice thing is that you see companies like Koosen, Arifirm, AVB, and Friesland Campina are working together. So also Friesland Campina, which has a background, of course, in the bovine milk proteins. But they're working together also to look for new food diets for consumers, so to speak, and how we can come up with an optimal production of food, given the amount of hectares in the world, with their own soil composition, that we can maximize the production of healthy food. Yeah. So I see also the mix of companies working together, and that's, I think it's also more or less unique for the Dutch situation. But, I think we will see great results in the future.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Peter, I think you shed a lot of light on the challenges that are ahead of us, where the food waste is, I think, at the center of attention. You also highlighted that working together is key. Yeah. Technologies are available, but you have to tweak them or change the order. But you are very positive that will have a nice outcome in the near future.
For sure. Yeah.
Peter, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
This was NIZO Talks Food and Health, and if you want to know more, please check out our website.